Time now is 9:08. Many of us will be pausing to remember the servicemen and women who lost their lives in war this Sunday. But what about those who survived conflict only to come home bearing terrible mental scars?
Well, that's the subject of a play called Soldier On. It's being performed in London at the moment, and its cast includes ex-service personnel as well as actors with no military background. Now, two of them join us now, Sean Johnson and Lizzie Mounter. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
How's the play going?
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, isn't it, kid?
Stormer.
Yeah.
So, one of the interesting things is the casting, because it's half, is it fair to say, half ex-military personnel, half non-military personnel, and of course it's about the experiences of leaving the military. So you have actors there who can draw on some amazing experiences and some who will be almost feeding and using them as their research. How do you two fit into that?
Well,
you've just said it, absolutely. We are literally drawing off each other. We've brought a lot of military to the cast, and we're stealing some tips from the actors, and we are just forging an amazing relationship on stage. And that's the testament would be that we've already run this early in the year across the UK to standing ovations right from the off. And literally last night, Lizzie and I stepped off at stage at 10 o'clock to an amazing stand ovation, jumped on a train and arrived in Manchester.
John, just explain your own personal story, because that's so relevant to the play you're now in. Just tell us a little bit about your
well,
career.
I served in the military for just short of 12 years, and I came from a very strong military family. I went to schools all over the world, and I knew nothing else. And I had a pretty big culture shock when I left the military. Transitional difficulty was my big one, and I got into a lot of difficulty for the years that followed.
When you say a lot of difficulty, there were some very, as I understand it, some very dark times.
Yeah, I call my story From Darkness to Light because I talk about it today. Literally, self-harm and hospitalisation and stuff like that. But I fought back with support from people, and I fought back, and this is where my life turned round. And I do a lot of work today to try and highlight mental health difficulties, to make sure people aren't alone when they leave the military if they're struggling. There is support, and we need to make sure that that's out there for everybody.
Lizzie, it's interesting, isn't it, when Sean says he didn't talk about it, because your great-grandfather, and I understand yours as well, Sean, served in World War One. Was your grandfather one of those who just didn't talk about it, kind of?
So it's my great-great-grandfather.
So you'd have heard stories from your grandfather?
Yeah, I've heard stories from my grandfather, but it's a different sort of kettle of fish, because he worked in the War Office, and he was a translator. So he was in Germany till he was a teenager.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. And he's just on right there, just one in. And yeah, he's a German translator, and he was there at the signing of the armistice because he translated in German. And you know, he was quite old when he was in the First World War. He was about 38 when he was translating over in France. In that train carriage 60 kilometres north of Paris, and so that was his experience, really, because he had skills in French and German. So, yeah.
Sean, can I just ask? I mean, it's one thing talking about your experiences, and you described them very well a moment ago. It's another being on stage, kind of playing them. Was it emotionally difficult? I'm thinking when you first start doing the play, are there things that came out as you were just rehearsing?
There is a certain scene where Sophie and Jacko, the characters, are in a kitchen scene, and there's a lot of turmoil going on, screaming, shouting, and smashing the place up. That resonated with my personal life back in the early days when I was struggling, and I found that really difficult when we were workshopping that particular scene. But you know what? Because we've faced that challenge together, I've overcome that now, and I'm talking to one or two of the other cast. They had similar experiences as well, so it's kind of like a healing process through the art of the play.
It's very timely having. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, go ahead. Yeah,
it's just very timely having you both on. Of course, this week you'd have seen Robert Hall, our correspondent in Ypres, as we move towards the centenary of the Armistice Day, and I know you brought in your great-grandfather's medal, haven't you?
I'm
I
so
just
proud
think
of it. Where
this
can
is something. Just if you hold it there, I
can we
think,
get
or to
that?
camera 6 over
There,
there.
oh, there we go. That's
So
beautiful.
that was your great-grandfather's medal, and you're going to be wearing it for the first time.
I am.
It's
I'm really
there.
proud. It came into my family about 2 years ago. It was a battered old coin, and I had to verify it first because most of my family passed on now. But I looked at the coin and I thought, I don't remember my great-grandfather. I don't remember my grandfather talking about him. Went into the records and like, wow, this is my great-grandfather. I'm so proud of this. So this November, I'm going to pop it onto my chest with mine, and how awesome is that?
It's very special, very special.
Absolutely.
It's lovely to see you both here this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And a reminder, Soldier On is at the Other Palace Theatre in London until the 24th of November.